Urgent report. The Chinese import embargo. These are the things that you need to stockpile up before the United States runs out. Because the United States is sleepwalking into an economic and supply chain catastrophe. The exports out of China have grown to a near halt, and U.S. ports are already running bare. Within the next 4 to 8 weeks, store shelves will be empty across the United States, awakening you normies out there that are not paying attention to the extreme shortages that may last a few months, at the bare minimum, to a few years, or it could be forever if the blocking of imports from China are made permanent. This is like an approaching storm, approaching hurricane, and we could all see it coming. The fallout will be catastrophic. Millions of everyday products that you and I use, that America uses and relies on, will vanish from shelves almost overnight, triggering widespread shortages and panic. Price hyperinflation like we've never seen, surpassing Bidenflation. Panic buying behavior and supply chain chaos. Yeah. And this is something that started back during the scamdemic of 2020. I'm not going to get into details, but I think you remember that, right? I hope you do. That was all done on purpose, closing down ports over the sniffles, bottleneck of cargo ships floating at sea for months, right? I covered that extensively. Other channels have too. And there's a lot of stuff or ingredients from China that are in our supplements, in our food supply, that are not good, that are toxic. So some are saying it's way past time to be these goods into our country, because a lot of it's poison. The fish, the so-called health supplements. I mean, what good healthy comes out of China? Some are saying this is a good move. It's going to be painful, but it's much needed and long overdue, because this is decades in the making. I mean, Made in the USA was getting phased out from my memory back in the mid-2000s. Walmart was big on that. Hey, Made in the USA on everything, right? They're labeled Made in the USA. But I remember standing in the middle of Walmart around 2005, around that time, noticing that Made in the USA was phasing out and Made in China was phasing in. I said, Made in China? That's not good. And many industries are fully dependent on Chinese manufacturing, meaning we're totally reliant. A bulk of our reliance is on China. That's not good. We put all our eggs in the Chinese basket. Meanwhile, we should be self-reliant for the most part and just import things that are unique to other countries that are not to our culture. I don't know, import certain wines from France, things you can live without but are nice to have, luxuries from different countries. German beer, you can live without it, but it's nice to have. Yeah, import that kind of stuff. But everything else should be, by and large, you should be manufacturing that in your own country just like we once did. So this is not good, relying on one country for a bulk of your needs, including pharmaceuticals. So much of America will be shocked when the store shelves are suddenly empty, because most of them have failed to prepare for the supply chain collapse, orchestrated, I might add, just like the orchestrated scamdemics. I don't know why, to this day, you still have sheeple out there. They still are not stocked up. Because I talk to people. I'll talk to them at the gym or wherever. We'll get on the subject of prepping, supply chain, things like that, you know. And I'll ask them, like, are you stocked up? And a lot of them will go, no, I'm not. Nah. And that falls in line with what articles have been saying that I've seen over the last several years. That most people in the United States, I don't know how other countries are, but I'm sure in the West it's pretty much the same. have only 3 days of food supply. That ain't shit. To this day, you're still not stocked up. I'm not saying go willy-nilly hog wild whenever you go and start like buying a shopping cart full of toilet paper like they did in 2020. Never understood that. It's supposed to be a respiratory sniffles thing, but they bought toilet paper. Maybe because subconsciously, even the sheeple that were buying toilet paper knew that this whole thing was full of shit. They just couldn't put it together. They're like, yeah, I got to get toilet paper. Why? This is supposed to be a sniffles, a flu. It's not a diarrhea thing. It's supposed to be like a respiratory thing. Why are you buying toilet paper? Subconsciously, somehow, some way, they must have known this is full of shit, but they couldn't connect the dots because that's all it was. There was no virus in 2020. There is no bird flu either. We're going to get into that. But why haven't you been stocked up? Why haven't you been, I'm not saying hoard, but just pick up a little extra hither and thither over the years, over time. You should be well prepared that if store shelves did go empty, you should be hurting for very little or nothing. You should have batteries stocked up. You should have maybe Second Amendment associated things stocked up. You should have food stocked up. You should have toilet paper. As a matter of fact, toilet paper, I'm going to go one step further. You should have a fucking bidet. There, I said it. Portable. I'm not talking about a fancy schmancy one that's hooked up to your toilet. A portable one. That's right, 16 ounces. It's not cheap. It's $17, something like that. But guess what? You will be using hardly any toilet paper. So when you see all these damn COVIDiots and bird flu morons, mask holes, running out there buying toilet paper and stuff like that, you'll be stocked up. You'll have, first of all, you'll have toilet paper. Maybe you won't have a lot of it in your house. You don't need a whole lot of it if you have a bidet. I'm just saying. And you'll be so fresh and so clean, plus you'll be saving on toilet paper, right? Not only that, water. Stock up on water. Now, if you have the means to store a lot of water, not here, we don't, but I'm just saying if you do, that's a good big thumbs up. But you always rotate your stock. Look at your dates on everything and rotate and use it. And if nothing goes, like if doesn't hit the fan and you got an abundance of a certain thing, like say soup or something, just start using that and rotate your stock and buy some more and just keep that in rotation. Just in other words, do what businesses do. They sell a product, they sell milk, they get new milk, and they put the old milk at front and the new milk in the back. Do the same thing with everything you got. Put the older stuff up front, so you use that, and then replace it with newer stuff. And always keep it in stock. New up front in your pantry or wherever you keep it, closet or wherever, and older stuff up front, newer stuff in the back, and rotate accordingly, just like a store would do. Old stuff up front, newer stuff in the back. So you use the older stuff front by date, and then the newer stuff's in the back. And then as you get newer stuff from the store, while supplies last, you put it behind the other newer stuff, which is now old. You should know how to rotate your stock by dates. Be stocked up to say, if it doesn't go down, like I keep seeing articles and I keep seeing survival channels talking about, if it doesn't go down like that, big thumbs up. You're ahead of the game. You're stocked up. Okay, great, wonderful. Wonderful. But if it does go down like they're saying is like there's going to be empty store shelves, you're ahead of the game. Big thumbs up. Win-win. So let's get into these stuff you might want to stock up on. Number one, food, agriculture, and food processing. China dominates food additives, vitamins. China and vitamins. Imagine that. You trust China with your vitamins. Packaging materials they dominate in. They dominate in food additives, vitamins, packaging materials, and agricultural chemicals in widespread use across the U.S. agriculture and food production. Critical items to stockpile: vitamin C and vitamin B supplements. Most U.S. vitamins are made in China. See if you can avoid getting vitamins C and B or anything from China, but if you can't, this is what they're saying. Critical items to stockpile: vitamin C and B supplements, mostly made. Note that they're mostly made in China. Canning supplies: lids, seals, jars, which also come from China. Dehydrated fruits, garlic powder, and low-cost spices. China is a top global supplier. That's why it's not good. This is not good to be reliant on one country. But I digress at any rate. Oh, I forgot to say, hey, what's up? It's Abril 30, 2025, or so they tell us. Let me move on. It's late. Agricultural products, garden products, including natural pesticides. Might want to stock up on that. Fertilizers, ammonium phosphate, urea, potash. China dominates the market, so you're not going to find that. Everything's about to get... If it goes down the way they're painting the picture that it's going to go down as, if you can find the product, it's going to be way through the roof, unlike anything we've ever seen. Beef supplies at all-time low. I'm hearing that the prices, if you think beef is high now, we ain't seen nothing yet. Stock up as best as you can, even if it's canned beef. I don't know if this pertains to you. It might not, but you might want to stock up on livestock antibiotics and feed additives, which also come from China. Here's a warning. If China shuts off food chemicals, American food production collapses within weeks, and the food shortages we felt for years to come. Number 2, here's something else you might want to stock on besides food. Electronics, computing, and communications. You might want to stock up on things that pertain to car parts and anything from China. Case in point, push lawnmower that actually has a motor that runs like a normal lawnmower, broke down just 4 days ago. The place, I can't get it to start. It was working fine. All of a sudden, boom, it started going kaput again. It's not the first time, but this one seems like a doozy. It does not want to start at all. When it went kaput, I put it away. Then I took it out the next day. I started up, but it sounded anemic. It worked for 20 minutes and then went kaput. I put it away. The next day, I started up. It sounded anemic. I used it for 20 minutes. Then it went kaput. Put it away again. Come back next day. Doesn't want to start. What do? I'm not a lawnmower mechanic. Most of you out there aren't either. So the lawnmower people, the business in town, said, well, it might be a month before we could actually get a chance to look at it to see what's wrong with it. Huh. Much less get a part to fix it. If it can be fixed. Where did the parts come from? Oh, I'm going to bet on China. I'll bet the farm that the parts to this Briggs & Stratton motor, engine, whatever you want to call it, for the lawnmower, push lawnmower, Briggs & Stratton, I bet you any other part comes from China. For all I know, Briggs & Stratton now comes from China. I don't know. But my point is, it's going to be forever and a day before you even get a push lawnmower fixed. This is since the scamdemic. This has also been done on purpose because they're marching us to you owe nothing, you owe nothing and you'll be happy. Klaus Schwab of the World Economic Forum says you'll be angry. Lots of things. You owe nothing and you'll be happy. He also said you'll be angry by 2030. And the food situation, they don't want us eating meat. They don't want us eating anything that we've been eating. They want us eating lab printed food, meat. They want us eating Z-bugs. Yeah, by 2030. So if you've seen an orchestrated breakdown of food supply chain and other stuff, it feels like there's an agenda that is supposed to be fulfilled by 2030. But listen, whatever it is, bottom line is food, electronics, anything with computers, anything with communications, phones, backup phone. This push lawnmower, as an example, went kaput. But thank God, from 2022, there was we had another push lawnmower in the box. Never opened up the box since 2022. Didn't need to, but now I did. Because this lawnmower broke down, doesn't want to start. But this other one, I don't need to pull on this cord to start it. You want to know why? Because it's what tu abuelo used 100 years ago. It's the push lawnmower without a motor. You're the motor. Yeah, the rotary ones, that's what I had to use. It ain't easy. It's hard. It gets aggravating, but it works. So that's what I had to use. Thank God for backups. Thank God for stocking up. What I'm trying to say to you is whatever you need, whether it's a lawnmower, if you're a lawnmower that you pull the cord and it starts up, works fine, but you don't have a backup in case that breaks down, and you think that you could just take it to the shop and get it fixed within a week and it'll be back. No, no, no. Those days are OVA over, all done by design. All right? You need to have a backup, whether it's another lawnmower like that one you have or one like I got that's just you push it and the blades turn like your grandparents used to use. It gets the job done, but whenever a little sticky ball gets in between the blades or a stick or a piece of wood, it stops abruptly and you have to bend over and clean it out. It's what I had to do for the last 2 days. It's hard work, but in the end, I got the lawn cut. It looks good. It looks great, actually, great cut. Have backup. Be stocked up. If you're a computer enthusiast, if you're you know how to work on your computer, and you're gonna need parts, whether it's computer motherboards, RAM, processors, whatever it needs. A lot of stuff comes from China. Computer-oriented stuff, hard drives, SSDs, USB cords, mobile phones. Maybe have more than one. I got 3. They're cheapies, but I got 3 of them. I got 3 mobile phones. One's still in the box for the last several years. I don't need to open up yet. It's cheap as all get out. It was only $25, but it works. Do what you got to do. If it's batteries, lithium batteries, whatever it is, LED bulbs. I hate LED. If you get incandescent, that'd be better. But get light bulbs, get batteries. If you need security cameras, backup security cameras, walkie-talkies, ham radios, CB radios. These are just things that might be a good to have. And there are things on this list that I don't have. I don't have a ham radio. I don't have a walkie-talkie. I don't have CB radio. I don't have that. But a lot of stuff, yeah. Also, antibiotics. Amoxicillin, azithromycin, etc. If you can get antibiotics stocked up, that'll be good. Ibuprofen, acetaminophen, aspirin. They're made in China. Hydrogen peroxide, rubbing alcohol, and medical gauze. By the way, there's videos out there. Hydrogen peroxide actually kills cancer. I'm not a doctor, but I'm just saying. There are videos out there showing you proof from like the 1950s video. There's videos out there showing you mirroring videos from 70-something years ago. Doctors talk about how hydrogen peroxide just put on your skin for a certain amount of time and it kills cancer cells. I mean, same thing with baking soda. So they say it keeps you alkaline. Cheap medicinal goods right under our noses that people don't realize could be the answer to health in part. But do your own homework. Don't take it from me. I'm not a doctor. I'm just saying. It's information I've come across. Maybe generic blood pressure and diabetes meds. China controls that supply chain. Toothpaste, shampoo, razors. Personally, I don't want to use toothpaste that has, because a lot of it has fluoride in it. I use baking soda. Shampoo, toothpaste, sham, and poo. It's a sham and it's poo. Shampoo, toothpaste, razors, disposable gloves. If you need disposable gloves. Also, they're saying get N95 mask or medical personal protection, PPE, medical PPE. But I don't use masks, so I think that's GAY and retarded. And you're a mask hole. I mean, the only way you need a mask is, I don't know, if supposedly smoke or something like that. But I don't use muzzles for viruses because there are no viruses. It's retarded. You're a retard if you're still doing that, walking around looking like a duck. But I digress at any rate. The next thing you should be concerned about is home repair, construction, and plumbing. PVC pipes. If you're a DIY, do-it-yourselfer, and you know how to do plumbing, then stock up on things that relate to plumbing. Or if you know how to work on you're a DIY electrician, accordingly, stock up on whatever it is. If you're a carpenter, nails, screws, bolts, fasteners, heavily reliant on China for those things. Just about everything is from China. So the bottom line, the main takeaway is anything that comes from China, anything, which is a lot of stuff in our most of the stuff we use is from China that we buy. Oil filters, brake pads, air filters, spark plugs, tractor parts, stuff for agriculture, batteries for cars, trucks, and ATVs, bearings, hydraulic hoses, and welding supplies. I mean, textiles, clothing, outdoor gear, work boots, heavy winter coats, sneakers, shoes, backpacks, camping tents, sleeping bags, wool blankets, thermal underwear, rain gear, sewing supplies. Act now before it's too late, damn it. You need to identify which China-made products you depend on. You need to buy extra supplies now before prices explode. That's if you could find them. And switch to non-China alternatives when possible, such as U.S.-made tools, for instance. You might have to go primitive. You might have to start learning how to sew. If you got a sewing machine, you might want to brush off your sewing skills if you're around 50 or so and start sewing again. Make sewing great again. Might have to start hunting. Might have to start fishing. Might have to have your own garden. This is the direction we're going in. Recycle, reuse, and repurpose whatever it is, including clothes. All right? A lot of you out there like to buy $100 and $200 sneakers, which I think is stupid. A lot of you out there like to go to this. I know I'm dating myself. Go to the mall and buy $90 shirts that look like the same damn shirt you get for friggin' $15 at Walmart. How retarded is that? Well, guess what now, idiots? You don't have to spend $90 anymore on a shirt because that won't be available. Now you're gonna have to learn how to say go to Goodwill and find what you can find. Humble yourselves. How about trying to sew the hole up in the shirt, which is what I've done. I've always done this stuff. If there's a shirt that I like and I wear and it's getting a hole in it, I just break out the sewing kit, thread that needle, and sew it. I've always been like that. I'll wear my damn sneakers and people might look at me a little funny till they almost fall off my feet. Not really, but I wear them out. I do. First of all, I hate parting with things like that. A nice shirt that I've always had and I grow attached to, or my sneakers I have for 3 years. They're broken in. They still feel good, but they might not look too great. I still wear them. As a matter of fact, I'm going to let you in on a little something. I was doing a heavy box push. It's like a sled pull, but it's a wooden box. I don't explain it. It was an exercise with hundreds of pounds on it. I was pushing, but it's low, right? So my sneaker actually was a good sneaker, but the pressure was so great on the sole for me trying to push that thing that it actually broke right while I was doing it. The sole broke. You know what I did? I had duct tape in my backpack. I duct tape it. I still use it to this day. You don't know it has duct tape on it. I can't use it to push the sled or a box like that. But I could squat. I could go work out and still wear them. You wouldn't even be. What I'm trying to say is I'm not going to throw that out just because that happened. I got a way around it. I'm going to fix it. I'm going to repair it. I've always been like that. I'll use it till I can't use it. But most people aren't like that. They call this a disposable society. Consumer society. You consume, keep buying new things. You know, you buy a car. This is what Americans do mostly. Buy a new car and then want to trade it in a year later or get another. Constantly like that. Well, those days are over unless you have that money, honey. You that rich? Seriously? Well, most people are not like that. They're not in that situation, and it's getting increasingly worse for those that even are. So what we're trying to say is recycle, repurpose, reuse, okay? And stock the fact up. Stay vigilant, stay prepared, and also be informed. And you followers on Fascist Book, you keep unfollowing. I don't understand that. It's weird, but people are weird. Everything's weird. Maybe it's the quaxines y'all took. Making you act all weird. Almost 7,000, over 7,000 followers. Now it's down to 6920. It's weird. I notice these things. I notice trends is what I notice. And it doesn't make any sense. Except it does. Maybe you can't handle truth. I'm just saying. I'm going to leave you with this because it's late. Bird flu, they're saying, spreading to 50 states. First of all, there are no viruses. They're trying to drum up. Hast thou not learned anything? 2020, it was all fear porn. Since when were you on the interstate? Instead of it saying buckle up, it's the law or something, arrive alive. They changed that out for wear your mask, everyone's doing it. Feeling sick? COVID-19, stay home. That's what they were putting on those digital signs on the interstate. Do you not remember that? That's not normal. Buckle up. That's kind of normal. It's the law. Buckle up. It's the law. Digital sign on interstate. That's normal. Feeling sick? Stay home. That's not normal. But they were constantly bombarding us with this fear porn on the interstate, at the store, muzzle required. The hell it is. Are you a doctor? You can't tell me I have to muzzle up. But yet most people did. Fear porn, constantly. There was no virus. I'm not going to go into it right now because there's plenty of videos that I've done, live videos, videos from my channels over the years. Been there, done that, don't even want the damn t-shirt. No viruses, fear porn. They're killing our chickens. Why are eggs still $5? $5 make me holler. Pisses me off. $5 for eggs. Everyone gets used to that shit. No one even bats an eye at it anymore. No one bats an eye at anything. Oh, it's $9 for a bag of grapefruits? Oh, that's normal. No, it's not. But you're all getting conditioned to that. Stop getting conditioned to all this. They're pricing us out of existence, which is what is the goal. You'll own nothing and you'll be happy. They're killing off your chickens, your eggs, which are very important, very good. Well, I'm not so big on the industrial commercial farms eggs. They're not as nutritious as your local farm's eggs, but still, it's symbolic. The egg is nutritious overall. But what I'm trying to say is they're pricing us out of that. $5 for eggs, where it was only $1.29 a couple of years ago. Then you had Biden come in and everything got all screwed up, even worse than what it was from COVID for the supply chain. Now we got tariffs. But on top of that, we got this in the background, this stupid-ass bird flu. They're killing our chickens. Since when do you kill something? Since when do you kill an entire flock of anything because supposedly one chicken tested positive? It tested positive. That doesn't mean it has anything because these are faulty tests, but it tested positive, and they tell the farmer to kill the entire flock. Repeat. Go to the next farm. Repeat. They're killing off our food supply. Now they're saying, brace for empty shelves like we've never seen before. None of this shit's normal, okay? And now they're saying that virologists have warned the U.S. that the bird flu could escalate to a full-blown pandemic. You JKing me? Are you ready for another heaping helping of tyranny? Are you ready for those NWO cops to come out and give you the beatdown because you've had enough of being locked down like a prisoner in your own home? So you take to the streets and start holding signs saying, give me back, we demand our freedom back, or whatever it is. You in other words, you're going and protesting the lockdowns. And instead of these cops going, yeah, you know what? These are my fellow citizens. I agree with you. We're going to march with you. Instead of them doing that, what did they do? They fought against you. I've seen the videos. I've covered this crap. Those cops that you think are okay still, not all of them. Not all of them are on a power trip like that, but a lot are. Enough to make it extremely noticeable that there's those type of power-hungry cops that are waiting to take their marching orders because they're order followers, that if they lock us down like prisoners again, which should never happen in the first place, but much less again, that if they try to lock us down again and we protest and take to the streets, they are ready to fight you. Are you ready for that? Are you ready? There is no virus. What they'll do is they'll kill your food. They'll jack up the price of whatever food is, like your eggs, for instance. They'll slaughter over 100 million chickens, like they have done and are still doing. They'll jack up the price of your eggs. So when you go to the grocery store, you'll see that, and that's, oh wow, bird flu must be real because eggs are now $5 because they had to kill the chickens because the chickens had bird flu. And if you think like that, you have a pea brain. It's not the bird brain. It's not the bird flu then for you. It's the bird brain flu if you believe all that shit. You got a bird brain if you believe their nonsense. It's the bird brain flu. That's what you got, you little sheep out there. If you believe that there's a bird flu out there and the $5 a dozen of eggs is proof to you, that's all they have to do is kill off the chickens and jack up your egg prices. And that's enough proof to you that there's a real bird flu out there. There's no bird flu out there. It's a bird brain flu. And you got it if you believe that shit. Doctors have come out in the past since the scamdemic said No viruses. They don't exist. Germ theory. We get sick because if you ingest toxins enough through a span of time, usually in the fall, much like trees purge their leaves, we are also cyclical. Usually by then, all the toxins you've taken in the past year, you start getting sick. Okay? You start feeling sick along with your classmates at time because they've pretty much been exposed to a lot of stuff that you have over that time. And now all of a sudden it's flu season. Flu. Influence. What has influenced you or flued you to get sick? Get it? There are people that don't get influenced to get sick. They don't get the influence. They don't get the flu. Wonder why? Because they either detox, they purge their toxins. Take exercise, for instance. You exercise demons out of a body, exercise toxins out of a body. But if you're sedentary and you're taking toxins, you're going to get influenced to get sick. Get it? Huh? I'm telling you, you are outing yourselves when you're out there in your fucking car and in the damn store and in the damn gym wearing your damn duck muzzles, your little face diapers. How old you got to wear face diapers, suffocating yourself? You too damn stupid to realize you're suffocating yourself and erasing your identity? You're outing yourselves when you wear that muzzle. You're letting everyone know that you're ready to go for another round of tyranny, medical tyranny. I'm sick of it. I'm done with it. And they're saying the culling has done little or nothing to slow the spread of the bird flu. This is what they're saying in mainstream. This is what they're saying. They'll have doctors like Dr. Peter Police, a doctor at the GVN and a world leader in influenza research. He says initiatives should focus on enhancing biosecurity measures in agricultural settings and educate the public about the safe handling of poultry products and the potential risk associated with contact with infected animals. What infected animals? And then they constantly refer to that one person in Louisiana that passed away after being hospitalized with severe respiratory issues. They slapped a bird flu as the cause of his death. He's an elderly man. What prior existing medical conditions did he have? Huh? Did he take the vaccines in 2020? Inquiring minds want to know. But one thing's for sure, there is no bird flu. Gotta knock it the fuck off. All right? What they want to do is they want to lock us down again. They're already starting in with the supply chain again. I mean, they've been starting in with it since 2020, and Bidenflation and all that didn't help. But now that with this bird flu shit, and then if you add tariffs to the mix, which I understand why we're doing tariffs, but there's only so many hits you could take within a 5 or 6 year period. Mom and pop stores are going to go out if the supply chain gets that bad. They're not going to be able to do it. They're not going to be able to survive. And then they want to say bird flu. There's no bird flu. You got to stay strong out there. Stay stocked up. Do not, whatever you do, do not comply. Do not go along with this bird flu shit. I don't want to hear anybody out there saying I got the bird flu. If you say that, you convinced me that you got the bird brain flu. You're a goner. You're so damn dumb. You're so damn brainwashed that you can't see the forest from the trees or something like that. You're so stupid that you haven't figured it out. You know the old saying, fool me once, shame on me? No, shame on you. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Yeah, shame on you the first time, but I'll give you a pass. Shame on you now if you fall for this nonsense. Their goal is to lock us down, to have a prison planet. Seriously. By whatever they could scare you into believing, so you will comply is what they'll do. And that bird brain flu that is going out there for the bird brains to believe in, they're still at it. What they're doing is they're killing off our food supply, and they're trying to say it's a bird flu. What bird flu? Even if the bird flu existed, what are symptoms? Well, it's the symptoms that the flu always had. Yeah, you might have a temperature, you might have a sniffles. That about it. Now, if you took the vaccines, or you just haven't been keeping yourself healthy, and exercising and stuff, you're already prone to getting the sniffles and the flu or whatever, because you haven't been taking care of yourself. But what they'll say is, oh, well, you got the bird flu. They'll use a faulty PCR test and everything. Faulty as all get out. Fake. It's all fake news. So stop believing this shit. I ain't got no bird flu. I never had COVID because COVID ain't real. Certificate of Vax ID. Show me your papers. Remember the Vax sports? Yeah, they want to try to go after that. In order to go from point A to point B, they want you to say, did you take your vaccine? Well, wait a minute, mofo. What about the HIPAA laws? HIPAA. That was all thrown out the window in 2020. HIPAA. You had businesses, they're not doctors. You can't enter this place unless you had your vaccine. And yeah, in certain areas, in the libtard areas, they were doing that. What about HIPAA? No one ever said, wait a minute, I got HIPAA on my side. That's my private information. No one ever said that. That was all thrown out the window, too. Do you see how this, do you see what they're doing? They just want another heaping helping. They want 2.0 medical tyranny, like you've never seen before. All right? Can't let them do it. No, sir, no, ma'am. That's what I got for you. All right? So stock up. Pray up. But hashtag do not comply. It's what I got for you.